for the city. Kvsc, what up? Kvsc, yeah, it's our time. Never see this again in your lifetime.
We're gonna get it popping.
Okay, I'm ready.
Cool. So, welcome to KvscTV.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. For the people who don't know you and anybody in the audience maybe just tuning in, could you introduce yourself? Tell the people your name, where you're from.
I am Nefertiti. Matter of fact, let me slow that down. Nefertiti. For the people that try to be funny, because I hate that shit. It's Nefertiti. If you can't say that for whatever ignorant reason, it's Neffy.
Okay, bet. So, where are you from exactly?
I'm from Connecticut. Shout out to the 203. But I grew up in Darlington.
Okay. I had you confused for like Camden or something.
I live in Camden now.
Okay.
Grew up in Darlington. I've lived in a couple of places.
All right, cool. So, like, what was it like coming up for you? Because obviously you must have moved around a lot, or maybe a little bit at some point.
From what I remember, because I think a lot of it has just been pushed back to the back of my mind, but at first it was hard. I mean, I didn't have any friends. My first friend was actually a white girl that lived down the street from me, and she was my best friend for a while. But just the difference in diversity and the mindset. Like I said, South Carolina really has a culture cloud, and that's the thing that bothered me the most. Being around so many people up there, I could go outside and play with anybody whenever, go to the store, go get a slice of pizza for $2. Then coming down here, living in the country, there's nobody. I need a car to get to the grocery store, and I'm only, 6 or 7? And it's crazy. Like, I got all this wide open land, and I have nobody to run around with. It's just myself.
Yeah.
It was lonely, really.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess the next question would be, when did you feel like, rap is something you want to get into, or like, what inspired you to even be a part of this thing called rap?
Honestly, I never wanted to be a rapper. It was introduced to me. I was a poet. I used to want to sing when I actually had a little voice for it. But my homeboy Davon Sims, he goes by Devo now. In 2013, he was like, yo, I want you to try rapping. And I said, okay. But I can't remember why. I think it's because I can talk hella shit. Like, put me with somebody that's getting roasted.
Yeah.
So I guess he thought, you know what, let's put this with rap. So I tried that, and I already love music, but he's the reason I fell in love with it. Trying it and just playing with the words and putting it with the music, it's almost like a drug, really.
Yeah. So, shout out to Devo for introducing you to the game. Now we have a dope MC.
Carolina Soul.
Yeah. So, as one of the few female artists in the area, does it ever make you feel like you got a point to prove?
Hell yeah. I mean, I guess as a female artist, rapper, whichever, knowing that there are other female artists out there, it doesn't feel like a few. It feels like there's actually a lot of them out there. It's just a lot of people don't know about them. And I mean, I do feel like I got a point to prove, because it's like, I feel like they're all the same. Most of them are. If they're not talking about selling that pussy, shaking that ass, sound like a commercial, selling that pussy or shaking that ass or running up a check, I mean, what are we talking about, right? Practice? But
Yeah.
I just know I'm different, so
it almost sounds like you're on a mission for something. What would you say your mission was? Like a point to prove, maybe? Like,
honestly, I low-key want to change the world. Like, my point is, the only point that I want to prove is you can do whatever you set your mind to, regardless of your situation. And my situation just happens to be, I have 2 kids, I got a man, we got a house, we have cars that are paid for. We're comfortable right now. But at the end of the day, you still want more. you still want better. And it's not even about comfortability. It's about, what are your dreams, man? What do you really want to do? And I want to show mothers really that it doesn't stop at your, I guess your kids and your man in your home. It like, what do you really want to do? Who were you before you had them kids? What did you want to do? Who did you want to be?
Yeah.
That's just the point I want to prove, that it doesn't stop. Keep going. Don't cry.
So, say it was a perfect world and everything could go as planned. Where would you like to see your career go?
Honestly, that's a question I never thought of. That's a good one. Where'd I like to see my career go? The first thing I thought about was Michael Jackson. He has accomplished so much, from little skits and movies, and I want my career to get to Michael Jackson status. Put it that way.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay. Songwriting versus bars. Which do you value more?
Which do I what?
Value more.
Bars, man. Bars.
Cool. That's what's up. Any specific reason why? Because, it's a commercial thing to be, I guess, a good songwriter, because nobody ever really, has the two at the same time. It happens every now and then.
Yeah, it does.
But, the good songwriters, not the bar spitters. The bar spitters, not the songwriters.
When it comes to bars, it's like, that's when you actually put the art of it together. It's like, that's where hip hop even started. Like, the group circles and everybody's like, yeah, such and such and such and such and such. It's like, ooh, but I value the bars because that's where it all started. If you ain't got no bars, then what you got? You put out a lame ass song and now you can't fall back on nothing. You can't come back with a hot ass freestyle because your shit whack. It's like, the fuck.
Take us through what it's like writing a song for you. What's the creative process for yourself?
Honestly, I'm everywhere with it. I have to be in the mindset and the mood to write. I can't write uninspired. When I write uninspired, it's like I get bullshit.
Yeah.
So my creative process is, when I am inspired, I write that shit as much as I can, and until it's like, man, I ain't got no more. Take a break, come back to it. Honestly, my stuff is like a puzzle. I have 3 notebooks full of bars and verses and hooks that I could use, but I have to piece everything together to fit possibly a beat. Or if I hear a beat and it's like, ooh, I got something for this, I go snatch that shit up and put that shit together. Everything is a puzzle now.
That answer kind of ties into the next question. Describe your work ethic.
Man, honestly, I say about every single day. Like, while I'm at work, I put in my 8 hours. I guess you could say I go to work. While I'm working, if I have a chance, which normally I do, or I'll take away from my work. I hope my boss is not watching this. I'll take away from work and just come up with something in my head, and it's like I gotta either type it on my phone or I have to write it. Like, I'm doing it in between work. So it's like, so when I get home, I can chill. But it's kind of hard to do that because I can't just listen to headphones while I'm working and all that and be like, man, I'm about to work on this song real quick. But it's like, my work ethic is just get what you can get done when you can get it done, and finish it when you can. Like, just keep going. It's like nonstop for me.
Okay. Keyholders Music Group. What does that mean to you, and what is
Honestly,
it exactly?
it means opportunity to me. It's actually just a group of a lot of good people with a common goal. Like, we're all just trying to get somewhere with what we have, whether it's you got talent with business, talent with hustling, making moves, or you actually make beats, or if you make music, you rap, sing, whatever. It's something for everybody.
Cool. Favorite female artist? It's okay if you say yourself.
I was, but I'm not about to be that arrogant. Honestly, my favorite has to be, does it have to be rap? We'll do rap. Missy Elliott.
Cool. It's a dope choice.
Yes.
Favorite producer?
Ooh, Timbo.
Timbo.
That man is something else.
Okay. So, what was your favorite collaboration so far? I know you've been working getting it in.
Oh, like my personal
Yeah, your
collaborations?
personal collaboration.
My favorite one so far is a joint that me and Devo got that he's sitting on until July 19th, I believe. But I gotta listen to that shit every day on the way to work.
That's what's up. So, how do you feel about diversity? Because it's some people get scrutinized for it, and then some people get praised for it. How do you
I
feel
feel
about
like if when it comes to diversity or like moving in different directions with your sound, if you can do that shit right, yes, you're gonna get that praise. But if you like, if you try it in a different direction and it's just fucking ass, like how Future came on that beat with Kendrick Lamar,
it? Yeah.
la di da di da, like he tried it, it didn't work. Take that shit back.
Right.
Nah, can't come in that lane.
Okay. So, do you find yourself just kind of sticking to one thing, or?
I'm too diverse. Like, even when people talk to me, you can tell that my mind has expanded severely. And with my music, it's the same way. Like, a lot of people, I tell them about electronic music, they think it's and it's like, it's really not. It's beautiful. Like, it is so beautiful. I have to listen to that also on the way to work. It brings me peace.
Yeah.
But I feel like I gotta touch on everything that I can.
Preference: single, EP, or full length? Which do you prefer, and how do you feel about those?
I like EPs. Because it's like, EPs, honestly, normally it's like you get a group of songs, like 5 or more, and they're all good, or mostly good. But when you get like a full length, it's like you gotta skip this and skip that. Like, damn, where I'm gonna start the middle of the first song.
Right.
So I value EPs.
Okay. All right. Now, I listened to a track you got called "Disrespectful." I wasn't sure if it was part 2, but I know it's disrespectful. In the song, you say, "I'm going insane inside my brain. You bitches are playing. You all look the same." Now, when I heard that, I thought to myself about artists like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and like even Remy Ma, because she used to be straight street, but now she seems to be following the trend that was set with those artists. So am I right about what I thought, maybe?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. So is it everybody's going commercial, which is almost like sexualized or something? They're selling the image. Where do you stand at with that?
Honestly, I mean, I try not to do that. I'm trying to stay true to myself, honestly, and that's not. I've never been the type to just sell that shit, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
since day one. Like, in order to talk about sex, we better be in a relationship or be talking one-on-one. I'm not about to be, oh yeah, look at my ass, look at, nah, that's not how that shit go. Like, respect yourself first.
Right.
That's how I feel.
So like City Girls, you think they did that same thing? Or did I strike a chord?
When it comes to city girls, they are for a particular type of group of women. However, I will say there probably are good women that listen to city girls when they want to get out of the house and go to the club and have fun for once. That's fun music, or
Right.
I ain't gonna say hoe music, but it basically, but that's fun music. That's bike week music. That's that fuck that nigga at home and go do your thing music.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I mean, that's what music is for.
Yeah.
For everything, whatever you're in the mood for.
Right. Okay. So what's your support system like? You know, it's hard being an artist, especially in like the Carolinas, because there's not really a major support system. Here we don't have like a market.
Right.
We got a big fan market. People come and get the money.
Right.
They don't support their own like that. So what's your support system like?
Well, my only support system seems to be my family. My guy, I mean, those are my babysitters. Like, if I can't get somebody to go babysit, I can't make music. Like, I can't take my kids to the studio. They'll be in there running amok. So, I mean, my support system is family. I mean, the key holders, of course, but they can't watch my kids. So I gotta give it to the fam.
Cool.
If that's what you meant, if I answered that correctly.
Right, right.
Okay.
Well, ties into this question as well. How is it juggling being a parent and an artist?
Man, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's because not only do I have to juggle being a parent, I mean, my kids are at that age where they play with each other. Like you can sit them in the room and they're fine. They might argue or Lyric hit me, stuff like that. But I mean, for the most part, they're pretty good kids. So it's not that bad. But the responsibility that comes with it, as far as having to be able to take care of them, no matter what. Like, I have to have a job. I have to have a good paying job at that. I have to make sure this is good, that is good. It's difficult because I have to set my priorities above what I love. I mean, I love my kids, of course, but it's like when you have a passion for something, it's hard to put that on hold. So
Yeah.
it's just combative.
Yeah, it is, definitely. When did you know being an artist was something you wanted to do?
When I went into depression for 3 years, I had my first daughter and thought, you can't be a mommy and rap. What rapper do you know has kids? What female rapper do you know actually has kids? Because in 2015, there was no Cardi B giving birth as a rapper. Nicki doesn't have a baby. Missy Elliott ain't got no baby. Remy Ma never spoke about having a baby. So it's like all these women got where they at by not having kids.
Right.
So I thought that and didn't do it for 3 years and finally got fed up.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah. I didn't know it though. I didn't know that was the problem until I actually had to have a couple of talks with myself and figure out like what's really wrong with you, but that shit is real.
Touching on another subject a little bit, it's like nowadays you see so many people conscious and woke and really aware of themselves and all of that. What does being woke mean to you? Because I think everybody has a definition of woke that might differ from the next person. Because, some of them will say I'm woke and they talk government issues.
Right.
Some people will say they're woke and they talk religious issues.
I feel like woke is so, everybody claims that they're so woke that I don't even use the term woke anymore. It's just self-aware is my thing, because there's levels to this shit. Like I thought I was woke at some point. Like when I was in college, I mean, I knew the government was fucked up. I knew religion was trash. It was just those two things that I touched on. But after doing more research and actually practicing stuff and looking into African spirituality, self-aware is, I feel, a better term, because when you actually become self-aware, it's almost like you have your own aura, your own bubble. Like, it's really hard to explain, but you see everything for what it is. Everything.
Yeah. You're not really a single mother, right?
Not at all.
So, what kind of principles and morals do you try to install into your kids?
Right now, my oldest is turning 4 next Saturday, or is it Friday? The 28th, whichever, if it's Friday or Saturday, it's one of the two. And my youngest is 1. Right now, what I'm trying to teach my 4-year-old, because the youngest is too young to even understand, of course, I'm just trying to get her to understand there is danger out here. That's my thing right now. And of course, you need to put some clothes on. You know, if you run around with your panties on and the door is wide open, no ma'am. You need to close that door. There is danger around here. The world is not the way it used to be. Right. Like going to Walmart, I got to make sure she understands that at an early age. But apart from that, the more she, the older she gets, I actually like to talk to my kids. Like, actually, I plan to, but I'm doing it now. But I just talk to them and let them know the world is not what you think it is or what you saw on TV. Like, it's really dangerous out here.
Yeah. So are you a reader, or do you perceive information better watching it, say, by a video or YouTube or something like that?
Better by video, because I can actually, this may sound crazy, but videos and the caption.
Yeah.
So, like, I can read and watch what's going on at the same time.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So since you've been in the game, you started exactly when? 2000?
2013.
2013. What lessons have you learned just in your journey?
Of rapping?
Yeah.
You can't listen to everybody. Like, there is, of course, some good advice, but at the end of the day, if you always listen to the next person, you're never gonna, it's about trial and error. So even, you'll get advice from everywhere, like just shooting at you, try this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, try that shit on your own first, because what may not have worked for them and whoever else may definitely work for you.
True indeed. Well, with that being said, you cooking up. What can we look for coming from you? I think you're dope. By the
Really?
way. Yeah, I think you're dope.
Thank you, man. I can't even tell you, because I don't even know. I do what I feel.
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling that shit, I'll put it out. But I can't even tell. I think it's dope. You think it's dope. Some
Yeah.
other people think it's dope. So hopefully I got dope shit coming
Right.
out. That's all I can say.
Bet. Okay. Any features you look to get in the future?
Well, I actually have some I'm working on right now. Because I wasn't even in the future. I'm not even thinking about features. But I'm working on some from Wildlife. True Haru, which is over in California, he makes conscious music for that ass. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, it's not that hip hop nah shit where it's like, man, I'm bored. It's like that talk shit, conscious shit. Like, it makes you want to wake up. Like, he's the reason why I even came back out on this journey in the first place. So, shout out to True Haru, because he's the truth.
Would you consider yourself a conscious rapper? Like what? Or would you rather not label yourself?
I don't want to put myself in that box. Coming from a time of being ignorant actually made me who I am now. So, I kind of take the good with the bad, the light and the dark with it. So I don't want to call myself a conscious rapper, and then next thing you know, I got a song saying I got to get me a bag, I got to pop me a tag and get me a bitch that ain't scared to show off that ass. But at the same time, there was a method to it, so.
They'll definitely be waiting on that contradiction.
Right?
Yeah, I
Telling
mean,
you. That's what I needed. It's like I got to bring both of that to the table. I got something for your ass that want to shake that ass, and I got something for you that don't want to hear that shit. Bring both of them together.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Cool. So, I peeped the clothing.
Caviar. I never ate that shit, but I love the clothes. Like, it is comfy. They got pockets. Do you know how hard it is to find women's clothing with pockets? I love pockets because I hate carrying stuff. So you got the zip-up pockets like that. Look at that. Wait, hold on. Ooh. And then they deep, bruh. Like, carry everything, that shit.
That's what's
But
up.
yeah.
What's something most people are surprised to find out about you once they get to know you?
That I rap.
Yeah?
And that I have 2 kids. And that I'm 26. Like, people think I'm like 22 or younger. Or they'll be like, what? You have kids? What? Like, yeah, I don't have to be all sloppy, you know? I don't know, it's just not my genes. Or they'll be like, what? You rap? What? Like, people just be surprised for whatever
So,
reason.
videos. Yeah. Got any videos out, or they could be expecting those soon?
A lot of that is coming out. I cannot tell you when, because the director, Illy Rock, he's probably going to watch this and be like, haha. But yeah, his ass is probably going to take 5 years just for it to drop. But we waiting on a lot of that to drop and see how that gonna pan out. But I'm excited about that. Like, I'm low-key excited. I'm trying not to be like, I'm excited, but
yeah,
I'm excited for that.
So I guess that's the official, unofficial first single?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, officially, because it's actually already out on Apple Music, Spotify. Actually, it's out on everything. I'll just say that it's on everything. Tidal, Pandora, whatever you got, that shit is on there. Go download that. But yeah,
That's what's
everywhere.
up. So you were just shooting a video recently, right? Okay.
That was that.
Okay. Bet. All right. Well, I guess I kind of want to chime into, is like Keyholders your label, or is it? Do y'all have a mutual? How does that work?
I want to say it's a mutual thing because I haven't signed anything. So it's more so of oh, we see you got something going on, let's help you get there type shit.
Right.
So they've been awesome with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost like a production deal kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, yeah. Like, we gonna try and make it and shit. If we do make it, shit, we a fucking label. And if it's a label, I'm signing.
You just seem so like open and easygoing. What's something people tell you about you or that they compliment you on?
I'm still weird with compliments, honestly. I'm still not used to it, really. I was bullied growing up, so it's like when I do get compliments, it's still like, oh, really? Like, even when you said I was dope, I'm like, shit, for real? Like, I don't know. I'm just in my own bubble where it's like, yeah, I think I'm this, I think I'm that, but at the end of the day, I never believe it when somebody else agrees with me.
Right. Well, it's like music kind of allows you to really be yourself and be free and build confidence. To be honest with you, it's
Yes.
crazy how that works, but I think it's super dope, man. And I hope that everybody else is as eager as I am to hear what you got going on.
Me too.
Yeah, man. I think you're gonna do some good things.
See? About to tear up in this bitch. Thank
Who
you.
all's involved with the Keyholders music group?
Man,
Y'all got a little squad over there, right?
yeah.
I like the way y'all move though.
Really?
Yeah, I like the way y'all handle business.
Man.
It's no joke.
I'm gonna have to. I don't even know everybody's name. That's. Hold on. Let me give you a minute. We got.
Yeah, because if you miss somebody, it might be trouble.
Right, ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so we got artist-wise, we have Kupak Shakur. I think he's actually from Hartsville. I think. We got Freddie Chapo, which is a DJ. We got Devin Tony, which I think he's like a manager. He's actually the guy that's supposed to be showing up. Like, he does photos and all that. We got producers like Jordan Sumter, Cal L, Kiki Benny, and the rappers are Tree OG, Tree Andretti, unless I hope they're not the same person. Neighborhood Rye, the spelling.
Yeah.
We got Lazy Voice, Marquel Holmes. We got Lakeithia Phyllis, and we have Jose Hamlin, and of course we got King Bracco, of course.
But we got the same last name.
Philip, I ain't forget you, man. And Robert.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
a lot of people, man.
Yeah, I tell y'all
Feel
squad,
like
man.
damn fucking Wu-Tang.
Yeah, that's dope though.
Yeah,
Because
it
everybody, I'm assuming, brings their own
Yeah,
flavor to the gumbo.
Yeah.
What do you feel like's missing from the game?
I'm sorry, I'm just really trying to think. Art. The art of it is missing. We're so worried about getting money from making bullshit, like rapping 5 years before the beat or after. We're so worried about feeling good and whatever. We don't care about what we listen to. And other people actually see that. And when they see how they can make a buck off of what people want nowadays, because the world is fucked up, people just want to vibe. They don't want to think about what's going on. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to address it. So you got melodic rappers out here that just make this bullshit and they get paid off of it. And they're influencing other people to do the same dumb shit. There's no art in it. Like, I think Lil Baby didn't even want to rap. Somebody told him to rap. He made some hot shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, where's the people that need music, that write music because they take it seriously and it's a part of them? Where's that?
You mentioned people kind of just getting away with substance, well, music with no substance. But it kind of, I've been told it's like, hey man, music is a vibe, you know? And then there's people who says, well, it should be bars. Then there's some people who stand, well, it should be both. Where do you stand at with that?
They're right, it should be both. I mean, at the end of the day, music is an art, and it is a way for you to express yourself. But at the end of the day, it's also a platform. When it comes to, from being in college, I've learned a few things about art, whether it's music or a painting or a sculpture or architecture. There's the intent that sits there, and there's, in this case, the words that are used, how they're used, and what they're intended for. So when you get somebody like Blueface that decides to, I don't even listen to that man, so I can't even say nothing, but it pisses me off how he just raps all off fucking beat with it. You get somebody like that, I feel like it's disrespectful to the people that's actually out here trying to like vibe with the shit. It doesn't really seem like the man is vibing with it. It's like he just, yeah, give me a beat. Then the beat is like slow as fuck. Like, what you doing? Weird, I mean, it's just different ways to express yourself, but it's the fact that they make that type of music mainstream. They don't make a lot of J. Cole stuff mainstream or a lot of Kendrick stuff mainstream. If it is mainstream, it's probably because, who's on it? I can't even say that. Middle Child came out, and I was so proud. I love that shit. Yeah, that was hot.
That was perfect timing.
Exactly, but I mean,
you know, what do you want your music to stand for, and what stamp do you want to leave?
Honestly, that's the reason why I've not put a lot of music out, because I compare myself a lot. So it's hard for me to write and not compare myself, because I have something that I do stand for. But when you have something that you stand for, it's hard to make that shit hot. So it's like, if you telling people like, yo, I meditate in the bathroom with the lights off and the candles on, I'm talking to my ancestors and shit, like, how the fuck do you make that shit hot? But there's actually artists out there doing that. So once I actually find a way to put what I live by and what I want my kids to live by, like, into my music, bruh, it's over. Some artists have figured that out in their own way and how they make it work. But that's my thing. I can't just be out here talking about shit that I haven't thought about doing myself or that I'm not doing. So it's hard, man. That's something difficult for me right now. But yeah, I definitely get what he's saying. You don't, at a local level, my kids are who's going to be listening. So it's like, or even just the younger kids around the area. I don't want them to look at me and be like, oh my God, that's the girl that told me to go sell my poom poom. Huh? Like, I don't want that to be me. I want to be the woman that's like, where kids are like, oh my God, that's the girl that told me that anything is possible, that I don't have to stay depressed, that I can get out here and do whatever the fuck I want to do, no matter what.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you're deep.
I get that a lot, but a lot of people don't like it. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's okay to be surface level, I guess. You know, whatever you're in tune with. But kind of like your name, you know, your name holds a lot of weight. What made you decide to go with that?
Man, that came from, actually I made, on my first mixtape that I did in 2013, I had a line that said, you can call me King of Nefertiti. Just remember, bitch, you can never see me. And from there, like, I used to go by the name Lord Kirko. Like, I used to love ASAP.
Say that again?
Lord Kirko. Like, my last name is Kirkland.
Yeah.
But when I was in the military, Kurt Cobain's came out with What Your Fucking Name Is and Drink in My Cup. So everybody was calling me Kirko. So I was like, man. And I was loving ASAP Rocky and their whole movement. So he was calling himself the Young Lord and Lord Pretty Flacco. So I was like, shit, I'm going to call myself Lord Kirko. But after I put that line out, I was like, man, I should call myself Nefertiti, so y'all can call me that shit.
Yeah.
Because that she was a queen. She stood for something. I mean, the only thing she stood for was beauty, but at the end of the day, she was, in my mind, a black queen that stood by her man and actually conquered some shit. And I love Egyptian shit, man. So I just want to stand for that queen shit.
So you've actually, you lived a lot. You said school and the military. Like, tell me a little bit about that.
The military?
And college.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna start with the military because I did that before college. Only in high school, I felt like I wasn't disciplined. I didn't know enough about the real world to live in the real world. So I decided, well, I'm gonna go to the military and they're gonna pay for school. It didn't work that way, but the military definitely taught me some discipline that I needed. And plus, I got to shoot me some guns, man. Turns out I can shoot very well for a 300, like a 300 meter. I can shoot the fuck out of that shit. I think I probably missed maybe 2 out of all the times we went to the range. It's just the close ones with the long ass rifle. It's hard to shoot close, like 25 meter and 50 meter, but them 75s, 100, and definitely that 300. I miss the range. That's the most I miss about the military. I miss the range, man.
Cool.
Shit was cool.
So which branch did you go into?
I did the National Guard and the Army Reserve.
Cool. College, where'd you go to school?
I actually went to Coker College. I also went to Tech, but there was something about Tech I didn't like. It felt like high school all over again. There was nothing college-like about it. And I took college prep classes, not Tech prep. So it was like,
Right.
I need to go somewhere. But
So what'd you go for?
communications. It was like I had to have a plan. If I wouldn't make it as a rapper, what else could I do? So I was gonna be a PR, which would be like helping the image of other people. Like T.I. probably has a PR. If he fucks up, like them drugs and all that shit, somebody has to come fix his image.
Right.
Who's gonna do that? Somebody with a communications degree. So communications just puts you like right there, like behind the scenes for the people that are in front of the camera. So it's like, I gotta come up with a backup plan. If I can't make this, I'ma still find a way, regardless.
To be in the industry.
Exactly, so.
Yeah. So is it a love for music that drives you?
Yeah,
Or just-
music saved my motherfucking life, bruh. Like, since day one, it's like, and it's not just rap, it's like
Music.
all of it, just
Yeah.
music. It doesn't matter. I give everything a chance, but I don't like country music. I like one country song, but maybe 2. But
What are they?
one of them is by Sarah Evans, A Little Bit Stronger. And I actually found that by being in Oklahoma at basic training. Of course, they got country music over there. That's mostly all they had. They had a little Frank Ocean. But I heard that song and I was like, man, this shit gonna help me get through basic training because that shit breaks you down.
Yeah.
Like to the foundation to just build you back up. And that song
So do
helped
you
me through
think
it.
like your love for just different variations of music helps you as an artist when it comes to doing rap?
It does, because it allows me to bring different sounds to the table. Like, you know how you have a lot of people in Atlanta sound the same?
Yeah.
Why? They're exposed to the same shit. And it's like, once an artist actually blows, that's when they actually start trying different shit because they've been exposed to different shit. But if you're exposed to different shit already, that's some shit right there. And bloom where you grow.
Right.
So just, it's helped me a lot because I have different sounds that I want to try, but the bad part is I got to find a producer that's with me on that. I have to expand their mind, and then they can probably like see where I'm at with it. I got to have them listen to the songs and music that I've listened to in order for them to see where I'm trying to go. And that can be frustrating sometimes because, I mean, I had time to do this on my own.
Right.
But I'm just throwing this shit at them, and it's like, oh shit, like, huh, like you're just getting shit thrown in your face. You need time
Yeah.
to process.
Right.
So,
Definitely. Well, it's like, you know, you hear so much about, well, we gonna roll you out and we want to, you know, have the people perceive you this way initially until we hit them, and then we'll change it up and do all that other stuff. Like, how do you feel about that? Just coming out and force feeding them, say, something party because that's the image that's popping right now, and then introducing them later into what you really wanted them to know? Or do you feel like you shouldn't have to sacrifice that?
Honestly, I mean, anything comes with sacrifice, especially if you really want it. I feel like I knew that already. Like, before the key holders got with me, or me getting with them, because it had to be an agreement. I was doing my own thing, but I had my shit figured out. Like I told you, I was doing a communications degree. So a lot of that kind of tied into the music thing. I did a lot of research. So I knew I had a lot of that ready last year. And I had found somebody to record it with, like a Rad Bluebell, shout out to him. I just had to get him on it, but I already knew what I wanted to do. I had to have a hook that would get people, but my verse was gonna be the opposite. It wasn't gonna be, yeah, I'm in the club, got my hoes in the shows and the, whatever. It was gonna be actually my story in that verse, because it's real. But I still needed that hook that's gonna make people fuck with it.
Yeah.
So that was my method with it. So I definitely agree with the method.
That's actually a pretty interesting strategy. Makes a lot of sense too, to reel them in with the hook and then deliver that real message that you want. So they're not actually missing out, and you're not spending time with a whole campaign waiting on the chance, I guess, to really be able to tell your story.
Right.
That's dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, because you came into the game prepared before you got with key holders. And, they're backing you, basically helping mold you and helping you find your way. What is the ultimate goal? Is it a major, or is it, because everybody's different. Some people now, that a lot of people are more educated on how business works in general, kind of choose to do the independent route. But then it's always a struggle with funding. And then there's the reason for the majors. The majors is a bank, basically.
Right.
So,
Honestly, right now I feel like, I don't even know how to put it, but key holders is definitely trying to mold into a label. I mean, they already are a label. I mean, that's why they have Keys Holders Music Group. But definitely, if it becomes an official label, like, no, I'm with that. Because, I mean, it's not like they're Interscope or something like that that's definitely trying to, like, get in your pocket type shit. Like, these are people that I've actually gotten to grow with. So we all actually are coming out of the mud together. So it's like, it's more like a loyalty thing.
Right.
So if y'all become some hot shit and, or if somebody takes off and we all take off, that's cool. We still in this shit together no matter what. That's how I feel about it.
Your label mate, Beso, saw some numbers on a song he did. It's interesting.
Yes.
That's cool.
Shout out to Beso.
Yeah, I actually ran into him at a networking event in Florence. Do you feel like it'd be to your benefit to do showcases?
It depends, because there's like some showcases where it's like, oh yeah, this is the place to be and such and such and such, and you get there and it's like, what the fuck is this? So it's like you kind of have to, sometimes you gotta take some L's or some shit. Like you actually have to look into stuff and see if it's actually as hot as you say. So it's like, yeah, I'll take my chances. I mean, showcases are cool, but at the end of the day, that local shit ain't what I'm with. I already know that this local shit it's nothing.
Yeah.
They're not gonna feel me.
Yeah. I think Black Zat said once on his Instagram, he was like, that he left South Carolina because South Carolina couldn't blow him up like what he wanted. It's, I don't know, this is complicated, man. It's like a hate-love thing with home.
Oh no, it ain't complicated at all. Niggas don't give a fuck about you when you come from where you at. They give a fuck about you if you in Atlanta, especially if you're making some dumb shit, and that's the end of that. I mean, if I was coming out of Atlanta, I feel like, I can't even say that, because Jid, that's a hell of a rapper right there. He is different. Cole knew what he was doing when he signed him. But if I was out of Atlanta where there is more opportunity, I feel like that's probably mostly the problem with South Carolina. Lack of opportunity. I saw that problem as soon as I came here as a kid. No opportunity. I left Coker because it was opportunity. But yeah, if there was opportunity here, niggas would probably blow. But since everybody decides to take everything outside of South Carolina, everybody goes to Atlanta. So that's where the opportunity at. That's where people gonna blow at.
Yeah. What do you think would help change the market here? Like, what do you think is missing from the market here that could really propel an artist to that
Somebody
to that
giving a
next
fuck.
level.
I'm sorry, that's basically it. Like, didn't we have somebody come from here and blow up? Never mind, he died. There was another person. I want to say his name is YJ, the singer. I think. I think he came from here. I don't think Brad ever came back, but I
I think Lil Rude did a little something.
Who's that?
The Mr. Nasty song. I don't know if you
Oh, he
remember.
was from here.
The Columbia, yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
shit back then. But
Yeah, he ended up getting signed with Def Jam, but I don't know what happened with that.
okay. Well, I guess we know now. But yeah, I feel like people, they're so ready to leave that they never come back to help everybody else. So I feel like that's what key holders is actually for. They're for getting people out of here, but they're going to keep reaching that hand. So, I mean, you can't, South Carolina is slept on completely. There is so much talent here, but we can't make it out because everybody's looking everywhere else.
How were you introduced to the key holders?
If I remember correctly, it was Beso. Me and him went to Coker together, actually. And I never saw that nigga in class. I'm like, man, why you ain't never here? But we actually, we started meeting back up again, and I ended up going to one of his photo shoots. He needed help, so I was like, yeah, let's make this shit happen. I'm all about this right now. Let's do it. And Phil, one of the guys that was there, he was like, he was just like, yeah, yo, I think you should join us. I think you should join us. And right, I'm skeptical because I'm over here trying to do my own thing. I got my own plan. When I have my own plan, I do not play well with others. It's just like, bruh, I got my shit going. Y'all gonna fuck me up. But he just kept pushing the envelope. He was like, yo, like, we can do this for you. Like, we can, just pushing the envelope. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing this shit by myself. Like, when you doing your music and you have nobody else to actually, that you can relate with about doing music, that shit it's a battle in itself.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? We were all at, I think the song was Bigger Problems. We were doing a shoot there and we were eating. And I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm in. And it went from there.
Okay. So, well, it sounds like you, the whole team thing, they really embraced you and you embraced the situation because there's nothing like having like-minded individuals
Right.
along with you. How important is it having that team, that support?
I mean, it's very important because, I mean, everybody bring their own shit to the table. So it's like if you can reach out and just be like, yo, I need such and such and such and such, or does anybody know about such and such and such and such? And they like, oh yeah, I got to do for this. Like, it's like networking in itself. Everybody bring their own shit to the table. So, I mean, teamwork make the dream work. It's not a lie.
What has been one of your biggest, because some people are patient and some people are disciplined and things like that. What would you say was one of your best, characteristics about yourself?
I'm patient.
Yeah.
Because the discipline part, some days it's just like, I done been so disciplined in my shit. It's like, bro, I need a break. I need to chill. So it's like, discipline can only go but so far.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll slack off for a good while. But me slacking off and then coming back seems to be what works. I left for 3 years and somehow came back better. I didn't practice. Like, I just came back with my shit together. If you hear my first mixtape and hear me now, it's like, wow. That's what taking a breather and coming back really does.
Yeah.
So,
Social media. Where are you at on those platforms? Because I know you said earlier there was a song you released that's pretty much everywhere. Where do they find you? Your Twitter, Instagram?
my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Snapchat, it is so easy because it's the same. Nefertiti _TG. I have to say it slow because a lot of people don't even know who Nefertiti is, let alone say it. So I gotta say it slow-mo. Nefertiti _TG.
You sound a little disappointed.
What?
that they don't
I'm
know.
very disappointed. Like, it's crazy. I mean, not everybody. My mom was a single mother, and she kept educational stuff around the house. Cleopatra was one. Malcolm X books, but I gravitated towards the Egyptian stuff, and I don't know how, but I know why, but I don't know. I just always like Egyptian stuff. I mean, it kind of brings you back to yourself. I mean, we weren't just slaves. That's not where it started. So the fact that my mom had stuff around that actually tracked back, well, before that point was awesome. But not everybody's household had that shit. I mean, it's disappointing, but they're going to learn today.
Wrap it up a little bit. Anything you want to tell the people?
I hope y'all enjoyed this interview. Like, I ain't even really got nothing to say, but I gotta do this promo shit that I'm still new to. But hopefully you fucking with me on a personal level, like this whole talk. I'm over here looking at the camera and shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
But yeah, just check me out, man. Like, I'm a real person. So I mean, my music is gonna be about real shit that I'm going through. So I mean, if you going through the same shit and you need some music for that, I mean, just check me out. I mean, I feel like I'm dope as fuck. Hopefully you feel like I'm dope as fuck. He think I'm dope as fuck. So if you watching this, I mean, might as well. You got my social media. Check out a lot of that. Video coming soon. Hopefully, illy. But yeah, just check me out. Nefertiti, aka Neffy.
I bet, man. Thank you for coming through. Hope to see you back, man. Bet. All right.
Awesome.
Woke up this morning, damn, I'm shocked to see me. Not cause it's early, but last night I was just trying to kill me. Having dreams of stacking it high, oversupply of green leaf. And what I thought before I die is I must live a movie. Just look how long it took me. Adulting almost took me. Need dividends, I got 2 kids, my pocket's always woozy. And